friends, it's your girl Cassandra, and I'm coming to you live today. As promised, all throughout the month of March, I will be coming on live every day doing what I'm calling 10-minute takeaways. If you don't know who I am, my name is Cassandra Bellevue. I am an author. I'm also a certified life coach, and my passion is helping people to identify their purpose and calling in life, and then also, along with that, helping them to get their plan activated. What are they called to do? Write a book, launch a business, start a not-for-profit, start that podcast, whatever it is that they're called to do. I am able to take my 10 years plus experience as an IT project manager and help them to compile the list, the tasks that they need to do to get them from point A and point B. So what I'm doing this month is I'm doing 10-minute takeaways. And what that is I'm kind of pulling back the curtains for folks so that they can kind of see like what happens in these life coaching sessions. What exactly are y'all talking about? What are y'all digging into, and how are you meeting your goals? So before we get to that, let me do some housekeeping. If you want to be in the know about what times I'm going live every day, what kind of sales and promos are running in our stores, so on and so forth, I encourage you to go to CassandraBellevue.com. CassandraBellevue.com. And once you get there, there's going to be a pop-up that's going to invite you to join our newsletter. And that's when I'll be using that list pretty much to email you to let you know what kind of promos, offerings are going on. Whenever we have a wait list for coaching, that will be the list that I will use to let folks know when a spot has opened up or anything that's changing in that regards. Right now, there's some exciting things happening on CassandraBellevue.com. One of the most exciting things that I think is happening on CassandraBellevue.com is we're having a $5 sale. If you go to our store, we have tons of merch that's marked down to $5. We got t-shirts, we got tanks that have the pressed but not crushed font across it, and we also have beanies, we also have hats. So there's a lot of things out there that are only $5. And basically we are trying to make room for the new merchandise that's coming in. So I invite you to go out there and grab what's out there. Also, what's happening at CassandraBellevue.com is that we are doing a $15 promo. So I'm the author of Pressed But Not Crushed. This book is for you if you are about to throw in the towel. When you are done and you feel like just walking away from a lot of things in life. This book is all about grit and perseverance, and in the face of adversity that you just keep going. It gives you the breakdown of the armor of God as it's spoken about in the Bible, and how you put it on every day so that you can fight everything that's coming against you so you can get to your end game. The biggest feedback I got from this book when it was launched out in 2020, a lot of people were like, man, I wanted to go deeper. I wanted to have more of a conversation about it. You got a Bible study, you got a book club coming out. Like, we want to go deeper. And so that's why I created the companion guide. So right now on the website, you've got Pressed But Not Crushed, plus the companion guide that's out there. So the combo, the duo, the set, if you will, is out there for $15. I encourage you to get yourself a set. Get a set for your friends. Get a set for your mammy. Get a set for everybody. Start a book club. Start a Bible study. But really, this is a book for people to keep persevering. You got to get that grit, okay? We are in a time in the world where, like, the world is crazy right now. And a lot of people are facing setbacks and all kinds of delays and things. And you want to be equipped to keep going so that you don't quit on yourself and your purpose and your calling. Which leads me to the topic of today's 10-minute takeaways. So a lot of times when I meet with folks, people, and when I say folks, I mean like clients, potential clients, a lot of times they'll say to me things like, Cassandra, because like I'm always asking them, like, let's go after your purpose, calling, destiny. Like, I just get so hype about that. And a lot of times, people will look discouraged and they'll say things like, I don't have a purpose, calling, or destiny. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, I'm like, well, what are you passionate about? That's usually my first question. What are you excited about? What are you passionate about? And sometimes people will look at me and they'll say, I'm not really passionate about anything. I don't really get excited about, causes and blah, blah, blah. And they'll go on and on and on. And then I'll flip the script a little bit, and then I'll ask them, well, what makes you angry? What makes you mad? What makes you livid? That question never fails, okay? Because at that point, they're like, oh, yeah, this injustice makes me mad. Human trafficking. And they go on and on and on. And I'm just like, that's your passion. That is what motivates you. It's very likely that your purpose, your calling, your destiny is tied into that or something that has to do with that. And I absolutely love that moment where the light bulb goes off and it's like, you're right. And we start to pursue things in that vein. And so that's what I want to talk about today. So some people say, I have no purpose. And I say, I think not. And so I'm going to share a really quick story that I remember hearing a long time ago in a sermon. And I tried to find the name of the psychological study that I'm talking about. When I find it, I'm going to put it in the comments. But as the story was told, they were doing, it was basically a prison. And there was like a study on inmates. And in this prison, they took a select group of inmates and they were giving them a project, so to speak. And so what these inmates had to do every day was to come outside, and then they were given their assignment. Their assignment on that first day was, you see that huge pile of rocks and boulders over there? Okay, well, you're going to pick them up and move them over to the other side. And so these men spent just about all day doing that, like sweating, exhausted by the end of the day, just absolutely just taken out by all the physical activity. So they did that. They spent the entire day moving the boulders and the rocks to one side. They come out the next day. What are they told? Move all the rocks from that side back to the other. And this progressed and continued for days upon days upon days upon days. One of the things that they observed as they monitored these inmates was the rapid rate, the rapid increase and rise of depression and anxiety and all of these other negative things. And basically the study was concluding that when people feel purposeless or when they feel hopeless, they're very prone to depression. A lot of them were talking to the prison counselors about the fact that they were having a lot of thoughts about suicides and things like that. And so I want to say that the same is true for a lot of us. No, we're not in a prison cell, or metaphorically, some of us are with the 9 to 5 that we're working, or whatever we're doing in life that's not necessarily connected to our purpose and our calling. A lot of us feel hopeless. A lot of us feel depressed because we're not operating in our purpose and our calling. You know, the Word of God says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. The Word of God says that God has plans for us to prosper us and not to harm us, a plan for an expected end, for a great future. And I really believe that in our mother's wombs, He not only says, oh, this one, I'm going to use this one for this purpose. And then He also implants in you the tools, the skills, everything that you'll need in order to accomplish that purpose. It's kind of like sending out a secret agent. You know what I mean? As you grow up and as you mature, He'll train you and half the time you don't even realize you're being trained. I can't tell you how many things He's called me to do that I realized, like, oh my gosh, it was all connected. All those things that He had me do was for this purpose. So I would be equipped for this purpose. You have a purpose. You have a calling. Do not speak that over your life anymore. Don't say, I don't have a purpose. I don't know what I'm called to do. But just believe by faith that you do have a purpose and a calling. And in due time, God is going to show you what that is. And so I love in my life coaching to be able to sit down with folks and just help them to unpack and think it through. And as they share their life experiences with me and the things that they went through in life, like, it's always easier, well, sometimes it's easier for people on the outside looking in to be objective and see something clearly than it is for us to see ourselves. So I am more than happy to be that second set of eyes for you. I encourage you to go out to my link tree. That link is in my bio or my profile if you go up to the top. And I encourage you to set up a 15-minute coaching session with me. 15 minutes, and we can decide whether this is the right course of action for you. Some clients are a great match, some of them aren't, and that's okay. You can also book a 1-hour session. You can also sign up for my, what I'm calling the Destiny Track is Your Purpose Activated. So I encourage you guys to connect with me. Go out to CassandraBellevue.com and sign up to get the newsletter so that you'll be in the know about all the things go out to the link tree and sign up for 15-minute sessions. Thank you.